Medieval India, chapter number 12, page number 136. The Battle of Panipat, 20th April 1526. A conflict with Ibrahim Lodi, the ruler of Delhi, was inevitable, and Babur prepared for it by marching towards Delhi. Ibrahim Lodi met Babur at Panipat with a force estimated at 1 lakh men and 1,000 elephants. Since the servants, the fighting men on Ibrahim Lodi's side, must have been far less than this figure. Babur had crossed Indus with a force of 12,000, but this had been swelled by his army in India and a large number of Hindustani nobles and soldiers who joined Babur in Punjab. Even then, Babur's army was numerically inferior. Babur strengthened his position by resting one wing of his army in the city of Panipat, which had a large number of houses, and protected the other by means of a ditch filled with branches of trees. In front, he lashed together a large number of carts to act as a defending wall. Between two carts, breastworks were erected on which soldiers could rest their guns and fire. Babur calls the device an Ottoman Rumi device, for it had been used by the Ottomans in their famous battle against Shah Ismail of Iran. Babur had also captured the services of two Ottoman master gunners, Ustad Ali and Mustafa. The use of gunpowder had been gradually developing in India. Babur says that he used it for the first time in his attacks on the fortress of Bida. Apparently, gunpowder was known in India, but its use became common in North India from the time of Babur's advent. Ibrahim Lodi had no idea of the strongly defended position of Babur. He had apparently expected Babur to fight a mobile mode of warfare, which was usual with Central Asians, making rapid advance or retreat as the need arose. After skirmishing for 7 to 8 days, Ibrahim Lodi's forces came out for a fateful battle. Seeing the strength of Babur's position, they hesitated. When Ibrahim was still reorganizing his forces, the two extreme wings of Babur's army wheeled round and attacked Ibrahim's forces from the side and rear. Babur's gunners used their guns with good effect from the front, but Babur gave a large part of the credit to his victory to his bowmen. Curiously, he makes little reference to Ibrahim's elephants. Apparently, Ibrahim had little time to use them. Despite these early setbacks, Ibrahim Lodi's army fought valiantly. The battle raged for 2 to 3 hours. Ibrahim Lodi fought to the last with a group of 5,000 to 6,000 people around him. It is estimated that beside him, more than 15,000 of his men were killed in this battle. The Battle of Panipat is regarded as one of the decisive battles of Indian history. It broke the back of Lodi power and brought under Babur's control the entire area up to Delhi and Agra. The treasures stored up by Ibrahim Lodi in Agra relieved Babur from his financial difficulties. The rich territory up to Jaunpur also lay open to Babur. However, Babur had to wage a hard-fought battles, one against Rana Sanga of Mewar and the other against the eastern Afghans, before could consolidate his hold on this area. Viewed from this angle, the Battle of Panipat was not as decisive in the political field as has been made out. Its real importance lies in the fact that it opened a new phase in the struggle for domination in North India. The difficulties of Babur after his victory at Panipat were manifold. Many of his begs were not prepared for a long campaign in India. With the onset of hot weather, their misgivings had increased. They were far away from home in a strange and hostile land. Babur tells us that the people of India displayed remarkable hostility. Abandoning their villages at the approach of the Mughal armies, obviously the memories of Timur's sacking and plundering of the towns and villages were still in their minds. Babur knew that the resources in India were alone would enable him to found a strong empire and satisfy his begs. Not for us the poverty of Kabul again, he records in his diary. He thus took a firm stand, proclaiming his intention to stay on in India and granting leave to a number of his begs who wanted to go back to Kabul. This immediately cleared the air, but it is also invited the hostility of Rana Sanga, who began the preparations for a showdown with Babur. Thank you everyone for tuning in. In the next part, we start with the Battle of Khanwa on page number 137. All the best for exams. Do share and subscribe the channel for more videos like this. On your screen right now, you might be seeing some other playlist and the previous video that we have recorded for all of you. You can watch them at your convenience. Thank you again and all the best.